friends, welcome back. In this video I would like to talk about the physical body and the senses. It's really a pity that the physical body and the senses have been, I would say, put down through the ages by many religions and even spiritual movements, where they would basically emphasize that, oh, you're not the body, or the body is not a spiritual manifestation of who you are. You're actually a spirit, and so the body has been almost disregarded as as if we are not in this body exactly because we need to experience something through it. So the physical body is a beautiful gift that we receive when we were born, when we incarnated, that allow us an incredible amount of creativity and freedom to experience all that we're here to experience. So the senses are usually seen as a doorway, a perception doorway to perceive the outer world, and that is correct. They are very useful in that sense. But I would like to point out to you today that they are also, as they are a doorway that opens to the outside, from the same doorway you can change direction and go in. So senses are like a double pointed arrow. They can point towards an object of observation, but at the same time they can also point towards the perceiver. So at the same time, the subject and the object can become in focus within our awareness. In that sense, senses are a wonderful anchor, one of the anchors to bring us into the now, into the present moment. And it's a way where we can easily, through the senses, switch off the analytical mind that takes usually a little bit too much space, inner space, and switch on the sensorial mind, let's call it. So it's very important that we start practicing a way to perceive that doesn't go through the analytical mind. We could say, for example, let's say I'm taking a walk out in nature and I see a beautiful tree that really catches my attention. So I look at this tree and my mind will go like, this is a tree. I already label it as a tree. And then I go like, what is it that's so beautiful? Oh, it's an oak. It's an oak tree. And as I start adding labels using my thinking mind, the perception, the original perception of that beauty or something that attracted me starts to fade off. Yeah, and I am not suddenly able to see the tree for what it is. I'm not able to see the texture of its bark or the beautiful different shades of colors that are in the leaves. So it's almost like in the moment I start labeling it, my attention is moving away from the experience of the tree. So it's very important to perceive what is to put to rest the analytical mind and the labeling, and remain what the senses are perceiving. So the senses give us a direct access to what is, unlike the thinking mind. In the same way, you might see a beautiful sunset, right? And it's just like mind-blowing colors, and there is a moment that you go like, ah, and almost your breath stops. It's so beautiful, but definitely your mind stops. And then you start saying outside, verbally, or just inside, you say, what a beautiful sunset. And already there we go a notch down. Your perception, that sense of awe, starts fading. And the more you use words to define it, the more the original perception will fade out. So we will use, I will put out some more videos on specific way to use the senses. Like I'll make one video specifically for the sense of hearing and listening. And we mentioned a little bit in this one about using the sight and with a tree or with a flower, whatever you're looking at, with people, with nature, even with objects, anything, you can practice that. And in previous videos we talked a lot about sensing the breath, even though it's not one of the official senses, but that is also a part of the sensorial body. We sense the breath. It's an inner almost sense. And we talked in a previous video also about feeling when we walk and sensing the ground under our feet. So it's like, again, feeling the weight of the body. This is all part of sensing. So we already, in a way, addressed some aspects of how to use senses to stay in the present moment. So a person that goes deeper into meditation will be a very sensual person. It's just the way it is, because he will become more and more aware of his physical body, and with that awareness, it will come also a gratefulness for the beauty and the perfection of this physical form and how it works without us doing anything, and everything is taken care of without almost our intervention. And it's also through meditation and deepening meditation, you will see that through the physical body you enter into a deeper realm. So we actually use the physical to enter the non-physical, or we could say we use form to enter deeper in touch with the formless. Another time we experienced that was in the guided meditation, the 10 minutes guided meditation, the daily practice that I gave you. And in that video, we are using, for example, sensing the skin, remember, as a practice to actually enter into the perception of the inner body, or the inner space. So it's again from form through senses into space, formless. So senses are a wonderful tool, and I will talk more about this in next videos, but I wanted to give an overview of this because it's a very, very important part of our meditation practice. Okay, thanks for listening, and to the next.